Hello everybody, my name is Ryan and this is my third video from my gastric sleeve VSG journey. If you haven't watched my previous videos, I'd appreciate if you go back and take a look. Um, Today is actually Saturday. I am 1 week and 1 day post-op. I meant to make a video yesterday, but things kind of get in the way, and it's life. It's been kind of an interesting journey so far. On my last video, I was in my post-op room at the hospital, kind of out of it. I tell you, on my operation day, which was last Friday, they told me to be at the hospital at 7 o'clock for a 9 o'clock surgery. And so I got to the hospital at 7 o'clock and my surgery didn't happen until around noon. So I ended up sitting in the pre-op room watching Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2 and so on, but it was okay. It was a good experience. I've never had anesthesia before. The anesthesiologist came in and he said, we're just going to give you something to make you relax, and in a little while we'll come in and give you the anesthesia. I said okay, and he gave me whatever it was he gave me, and I think within 10 seconds I was just completely out of it, and next thing I know I was in recovery, so that was kind of interesting. I know in my last video I talked about really bad gas pains, and I had really bad gas pain in my chest, and it was kind of scary. I didn't know what was going on, but my nurse later revealed to me, she said, you had a hiatal hernia. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but they tell me that they were worried about acid reflux. In the past, I've had really bad acid reflux, and they told me that going in there and fixing that hernia would prevent it. And ever since the surgery, I haven't had acid reflux at all. So I take that as kind of a good sign. I had some pretty bad chest pain for a couple of days, and then it went away, and I haven't had any pain since then. And I know I've watched so many videos on YouTube, and I'm pretty active on the bariatric forums and things like that, and that's one of the major things that people talk about is just all the gas that builds up and hurts. And I guess I'm lucky because I really didn't have any, aside from the chest pain, and I mistook the chest pain for gas, and but I know on the first night, I told them I was so thirsty because I was dehydrated, and they said, well, you can have ice chips, and they brought me in a cup that was about this big, filled it to the top with ice chips, and I started eating ice chips, and they say, hey, you can't eat that many, because I was getting refills, but everything went okay. About halfway through the night, they asked me if I wanted to walk, and I really wanted to get out of the bed because being in the bed, this sucks. And so I went and I did 10 laps around the hospital ward, and they seemed to be pretty impressed with that. And they told me, they said, usually when we have people come in here for the sleeve and the bypass, they don't want to get out of the bed. And she was telling me stories, that at their particular hospital, they would have gastric sleeve and bypass patients there for like 5-6 days. And, that's something that I really didn't want to do. So any chance that I had, any opportunity to get up and walk, I tried to do what I could. The following morning, I rung the nurse. I said I wanted to walk, so they got me ready for that. And I started going around. My goal was to do 20 laps. And on about lap 18, my doctor, my surgeon, he showed up and he caught me in the walkway, and he asked me if I was walking a lot, and I told him I was. And He asked me if I was having any problems getting down fluids. Early that morning, the Saturday following my surgery, they brought in a cup of Jello and a cup of broth and a water and a Crystal Light packet. And so he asked me if I was having any problems, any nausea, anything with the fluids, and I told him no, because there wasn't anything wrong with me at that point. And he said, "Well, do you want to spend another night in the hospital, or do you want to go home?" I said, "Hey, I want to go home." So they decided to discharge me. At that point, it was 10 o'clock in the morning, and they discharged me at noon. So, grand total, I think I spent about 24 hours in the hospital, not counting the wait for pre-surgery. So, I'm thankful for that. Everything's been good since I've been home. The first couple nights, I really wanted to stick to the clear liquid diet. Not get into the shakes or anything like that. So the first night, I drank a little bit of broth and some water, some Gatorade Zero, and everything was going pretty good. So I started introducing the protein shakes, and that's kind of where I'm at now. They told me that I could have low-fat milk or low-fat almond milk, or even kind of really smooth yogurt. But I went to the grocery store, and the only yogurt I could find was full of sugar. So I didn't want to go that route. So I've kind of stuck to the protein shakes for now. I tell you, these are the best protein shakes. I've done the Premier Protein. I've tried to do the some of the other shakes, but those Fairlife protein shakes are really good. They taste just like chocolate milk, and they're real easy to get down and put down. And that's really all I've got to report on this video. Next Thursday, I get to go. I have an appointment to go have my staples removed. That's another thing that seems to be kind of surprising, is most of the people that I've talked to that have had gastric sleeve, their incisions on their stomach, they were given stitches and glue, and my surgeon used staples. So I've got to go get the staples removed next week, and on that, it's the day before my 2-week post-op, so I'm going to try to see if I can get clearance to start having, the really soft, mushy foods like the hummus and cream of wheat grits, things like that. So I'm really excited about that. It's been about 2 or 3 weeks now since I've had anything solid, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Really, that's all I can think of for now. But I've really liked the responses that I've gotten in the comments. I'm happy that you guys have subscribed and liked, and I'm gonna probably keep making these videos, if not for anything other than to just have a record, and maybe just try to help people that are going through this surgery and this situation. I know that probably about 85 to 90% of these videos for gastric sleeve and everything are females and women, and it's good for us guys to have a little bit of a reference, here and there from other guys, and but yeah, so far I've had no complications. I've really had no pain. I think the little bit of pain that I've had has come from the staples themselves. They're just, I don't know, I've never had staples before, and they just kind of feel weird, and I haven't really been able to sleep laying down. I sleep sitting up on the couch, so that hasn't been too horrible, but it is what it is. I did get on the scale yesterday morning, and as of 1 week post-op, I lost 20 pounds. I went from 362 at the hospital to 242 last Friday, so that was a surprise. And yeah, hopefully I keep losing at that rate. I know it won't last that long forever, but you know, so far everything's been pretty good, and you know, I'm glad that I made the decision to have the surgery, and hopefully everything keeps going my way. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Please leave me a like, and if you want to, leave a comment, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.